The future is in leagues.
Well, hopefully we're in it to win it, so hopefully if our next driver does his job well, we should have a good chance.
We want people to come from the local area and have local support.
I don't know, I can't remember the last time I've had a good race. I mean, I haven't raced for the last 3 years and I've come back my first race and, you know, I've managed to win it, so I'm doing better than I expected.
The girl who finished in second were rather fast, probably about the same speed as me.
Yeah, it's the whole race in here today is pretty close.
Tough race from the start. It was a challenge to get from where I was.
I definitely prefer to just lead from the front.
Just winning the race, really. So that's all needed to be done.
We thought, why can't we take this across the country?
Because obviously this is the first event of hopefully bigger things to come and roll on next year.
Next year we intend to run 6 rounds and then on to 10 the following year and hopefully launch a championship, a feeder league as well. And I've got the top 6 karting circuits in the country on board, so with their help and our leadership we should be on to a winner. The future is in leagues.
Electronic. 2016s are the top men and women drivers in the United Kingdom, ready to take on each other on the fastest kart circuit in the country. Welcome to the EKL Elite Karting League. Down on the brakes, McDonald coming straight back at it. Catherine Richard, she's going to do the pair of them. Coming out faster, going to dive up the inside. Oh, and he's nailed Spencer. Catherine Richard moves into second, and she leads for Angry Birds. Davis goes for the lead. There's only the run to the line. Team Sport taking on the line.
Good, I didn't think I was going to do too well. Then as I started working my way through, I could see I had the pace. Then out of nowhere, the girl behind me comes
into
through.
The S's. Steve Allen's lost it in the squeeze. Teesside Thunder off the road after contact. Oh, the slightest contact has spun her out. There's heavy contact, but the door was half open. You've got to jump in when you can. Here comes Danny Harwood down the inside into hairpin 1. And it's a superb win from the back of the grid by Pontefract Punishers.
Let's talk about coming through the pack. I mean, tell me about that.
I just went in a bit harder on the brakes and managed to get by him.
Joe Bailey looking down the inside of Dan Smith. Oh, George Arrow loses it on the brakes. Ollie Brown, the 7-time Kimbolton champion, shows his class. Paige looking to the inside and she's through. Battle for the lead. Elliot Courtney's through. Roll Warriors lead. Jessica Bates, Chris Surridge will not give it up. Coming on the brakes. He's in hard, late and hard. Cotton coming straight back at Bailey. Brown up the inside. And look at the run it's giving Joe Bailey.
Yeah, a bit of bumping and banging here and there, but I managed to maintain composure and managed to sweep my way through.
Jay Taylor in third, looking down the inside of Reitman. Toby Stringer. Oh, and he's run out of talent. And we've got a change for the lead. McCallum is down to third. Rob Newman's kung fu is strong. He's giving it the beans. He's down the inside in a hairpin 1. Everybody fighting tooth and nail, wheel to wheel. Asher trying to find a way past Monday. 2 wheels on the grass. They've both run wide. Oh, and Tom McDonald threads the eye of the needle. What a move. Jay Taylor for Throttle Warriors is going to win this one from Miles Reitman.
So what was going through your mind?
Just winning the race, really. So that's all needed to be done.
And it's 4 wide into turn 1. Parkin trying to go round the outside. Down in the hairpin. Parkin ducking inside of Danny Faxman and he's through the second. Daniel Gardner. She's over the curb and there was contact with Peacock as Bradley Philpott moves through to the lead. Danny Harwood coming down the inside. Oh, heavy contact. He misses his apex. And Gardner through for Teesside Angry Birds. So on to the final lap. Philpott going narrow.
A real battle again, and of course a lot of changing of places to take us through that close race.
So we're all about who could pull the race off and win it, really.
Down to turn 1, it's James Gibson. For Ipswich Warlocks Binder team in the lead. Bailey down the inside of Puddock. And this will work for Hackworth who's looking to the inside. Teesside Tiger Steve White cutting through into the hairpin. And here comes Jessica down the inside. And she's through. Bouncing over the infamous Teesside curves. Oh, she's lost it!
Yeah, it's the whole race in here today is pretty close, so once you get caught up in a battle it is really hard to get that break. On the other hand, once you do get it, you're pretty safe in the fact that if they start battling, you do get a bit of a gap in front. So I was a bit nervous once we got to the front because I knew if we did get a battle, it was going to be tough. But once we did get a break, it was okay. It wasn't safe, but it was okay.
We're racing at Langbar. Rob Newman trying to look down the inside and he's through on Ollie Brown. And Monday comes back under him. Great racing in the Elite Karting League. Here comes Miles Reitman backing it in on the brakes. Round the outside is a brave way to go. Oh, side by side with Peacock not wanting to give it up. Taylor's in front ahead of Rob Newman.
Tell us about that last lap, particularly that last stretch to the checkered flag.
Yeah, that was very hairy pleasure.
So any ambitions?
He started with the Formula 1 about 2 years.
Knox going for turn one. Philpott trying to go round the outside. Nobody's done it yet today. Birmingham Wheels lead. Conway loses it on the brakes. Danny Harwood does the pair of them and is up to 7th place.
Brad, the other races, they've been sort of wheel to wheel. Would you prefer that?
I definitely prefer to just lead from the front. We're not coming up too well in wheel-to-wheel battles.
Do you quite fancy the rain?
I love the rain round this place.
There's next to no grip down in the hairpin. Sam and Matt Williams, heavy contact, losing control. But Daniel Smith's lost it on the greasy track. Steve White wins heat 9. It's his second win of the day.
At the end, there's a super heat. We choose one lot of seeded drivers to battle for the prize money. So that can maximum £1,000. So it's an opportunity to earn good money professionally, and the money obviously helps the team. Motor racing has always been an individual sport supported by a team. Now it's going to be with team members. So you go out and you race for each other, you support each other. So when you start off, you don't think, oh, how do I get a car? You go to your local team and it's there for you. So when you think, how do I get to a race meeting? It's great because the minibus is going, you go with it. You're watching the EKL Elite Karting League.
And the track is beginning to dry in the grand final. Steve White leads from Bradley Philpott and Jay Taylor. It's definitely game on in the dash for the cash. Harwood goes in deep, but look what it's done for Daniel Gardner. Jay Taylor looking for the lead into turn one. Here comes Taylor. How many times has he sneaked it up the inside of hairpin 2? We're on to the final lap. Jay Taylor leads for the Throttle Warriors. Can Philpott get the crisscross? Yes, he can. Whoa, and Taylor's making it very narrow for Brad Philpott in Birmingham Wheels. Steve White's on the outside, and look out for Austin Munday. It's a 5-way dice for the lead. We're up to the final corner. Munday's running Steve White out of it. Jay Taylor's got out the final corner. Has he got the momentum to beat Brad Philpott? Yes, he has. Jay Taylor wins the grand final for Throttle Warriors at Teesside in the opening round of the Elite Karting League. After the all-out action of the morning sprints, the afternoon brings the endurance and an opportunity for team play and strategy to come to the fore. Although after time qualifying, there is a familiar look to the front of the grid. A confident Bradley Philpott is in pole position for Birmingham Wheels, ahead of Daniel Gardner for Teesside Angry Birds. There is a relaxed Tim Knox for the Throttle Warriors and Robert Newman back in Pontefract Punishers on row 2. The opening phase will be dominated by these 4 drivers. Side by side into turn 1, Philpott holds the inside curve into the S's. Only for Newman, wasting no time moving up from grid 4 to take the lead. However, it is the Birmingham Wheels driver who sets the pace, but it remains a 4-way fight for supremacy between Philpott, Newman, Knox and Gardner for the rest of the first hour. For a while, Teesside Thunder managed to hang in their slipstream, and this keeps Thunder clear of Shane Kelly for Team Sport and Johnny Spencer for Atherton Bulls. After being 0.4 of a second faster in qualifying, Philpott manages to move clear, but by 30 minutes and running through constant traffic, Birmingham's lead is once again just a few kart lengths on the Angry Birds. 2 seconds behind, Knox has moved ahead of Newman, and Spencer has closed and passed Teesside Thunder to be the leader of the chasing pack, 15 seconds off the lead. At 45 minutes, Philpott briefly loses the lead. First to Gardner, then to Knox, right before the Throttle Warriors pit stop. This early stop proves the pivotal moment in the race, even if it handed the lead back to Birmingham. When the majority of the team start peeling into a busy pit lane around the hour mark, Elliot Cotton is cleanly back out on track for Throttle Warriors and making progress. Philpott pits at 70 minutes for Chris Hackworth, but it's a poor pit stop. Time spent stationary in the pit lane is crucial and often overlooked. Birmingham Wheels are 37 seconds down on Throttle Warriors. Cotton has a 4 seconds lead over the soon-to-stop 3 legs Cameron McLean, and is a lap ahead of Danny Harwood and Jessica Page for the Punishers and the Angry Birds. Atherton Bulls are comfortably clear of Teesside Thunder, and Carl Parkin when he goes back into 3 legs. Steve Ayres in Team Sport, Chris Surridge in Leicester Rally Cats, and Noel Furman in Ipswich Warlocks round out the top 10, and he is the last driver on the lead lap. At halfway, Hackworth remains over half a minute down, although he's back in second place. The only other team on Throttle Warriors' radar is Pontefract Punishers, after Harwood forces his way past Cotton to get back on the lead lap. Jessica Beige is fading slowly off the lead lap for Angry Birds, and Three Legs are closing in 5th. Playscape players are showing better than their sprints form in 6th. Ben Highland is 2 laps down for Leeds Loopy Pistons, and the chasing pack is headed by Chris Surridge for Leicester Alley Cats, Henry Cutts for Ipswich Warlocks, and Steve Ayres for Team Sport. Another early stop by Cotton puts Jay Taylor back into Throttle Warriors and into 3rd place, with Hackworth taking the lead ahead of Pontefract approaching the hour mark, then from Taylor at 2 hours. His lead is only 8 seconds, and with the Throttle Warriors effectively a pit stop ahead and closing, they are favourites for victory. Carl Parkin for Three Legs has moved into 3rd, 45 seconds off the lead, and ahead of Catherine Richard, back in Teesside Angry Birds to take them to the finish. She's shaken off Scott Webb in Pontefract Punishers in the battle over 4th place. It is now clear that the final hour will be about the shakeout of these 5 teams. With 40 minutes to go, Punishers put Harwood back in the chair to try and make up lost ground on Catherine Richard. Mark Asher goes into Three Legs, dropping in between the pair, and it will be a 3-way dice over the last step on the podium. Birmingham Wheels pit for Ollie Brown, but Throttle Warriors are able to keep their grand final with Taylor at the wheel. And with a 30 seconds lead, barring an unlikely mistake, the Enduro, and indeed the overall event win, is theirs for the taking. In the lower half of the top 10, Leicester Alley Cats' Austin Monday is heading for a 6th place finish, 2 laps down, as Austin Davis has moved Team Sport up to 7th, but is half a minute behind. John Gibson in Ipswich Warlocks Beta team cannot match Davis's pace, but he can relax in the knowledge that Teesside Tigers in 9th place are a further lap behind. Tigers are 3 laps off the lead, as they have been for much of the endurance. Forced to recover from a disappointing last place in the early going, Steve White will finish ahead of siblings Teesside Thunder in 10th, who are the only team 4 laps down. In the closing stages, there is one outstanding issue. Danny Harwood uses his extra pace to overtake Mark Asher in Three Legs for 4th place, just 2 laps from the finish. But he can't catch Catherine Richard for Teesside Angry Birds in 3rd, and Pontefract Punishers will have to settle for 3rd in the final points tally. Ollie Brown pushes hard towards the end, but there's too much to do and too little time to do it in. Jay Taylor is far too canny to let it slip. He has more than enough in hand, and enough to secure the overall Elite Karting League match win for the Throttle Warriors from Birmingham Wheels.
The whole thing was shared between 2 teams. So first of all, come up and get 4 trophies in one hit. I want Birmingham Wheels, Bradley Philpott, Birmingham Wheels, Birmingham Wheels. Your runners up, all done, mate. So, winners, Jay Taylor, Throttle Warriors, the win.
For more information about the Elite Karting League and for details of your local team and how to get involved, go to www.thekartingleague.co.uk.